Hi guys, I'm Ayuma Michelle and welcome to Let's with Ayuma. This is an online safe space that I started to empower progressive women like you and I from all around the world to thrive with purpose. So today I'm going to be singing for you a beautiful, beautiful song that I'm so excited about, right? And it's actually called Mr. Stranger, and it has a very interesting story behind it. So, and I'll finally tell you why these nerves have really been on my on my nerves, right? But before we go any further, please, if you love my content so far and my channel so far, please subscribe. And also, I just want to say thank you so much for the new subscribers. Hello, new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It's really, really a great encouragement that there are people out there who are actually enjoying the content I'm producing. So thank you, welcome. And if you're new to this channel, please watch this video and watch another one. And if you dig it, subscribe. Okay? So this time round, I'm going to sing for you a very interesting song called Mr. Stranger. But first, I'd like to clarify something. You guys, like whenever I'm seated down and prepared to record these songs, like my voice, I'm normally like confident and strong and stuff, but then like when I start singing the songs, I have no idea where these nerves come from. They just creep out of nowhere and they just come up. But then I just realized that there are two. When I was doing some reflection, I realized that there are two reasons. One reason, that one is private, it's for my therapist and for my journal, but then the other reason I'm actually going to share with you guys. So, have any of you been like background singers? Please comment below and let me know if any of you have been background singers. The issue of background musicians, that background musicians and background singers often face, because I have been a background singer for so many things, right? Be it theater, but also in bands. The thing about that is that most of us battle with imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is like when you feel like you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're constantly fighting this thing of you're not good enough. So what that looks like is that even when you have your own song that you've written and that you're so proud of and that you actually want to share with the world, somehow you step into that background musician and background singer kind of like mindset, where instead of like taking charge of the song and just owning it and just bringing your A game, somehow because you've been so used to being the background musician or the background singer, you go back to that state where you're like, no, I don't want to overshadow the lead, I don't want to overpower the lead, and so your voice and your presence with the song stays like a background musician. And there's a huge thing like that where many background musicians have obviously launched their own music and even tried performing, but then sometimes some people end up succeeding. I don't know whether many of you know that there are huge musicians right now and of all time who used to be background singers, be it in church, church choirs and stuff. People like Usher started in church. People like Whitney Houston started in church. But also like, what's her name? Like Jennifer, I forget her second name. But she sang in Dreamgirls with Beyonce. She used to be a background musician. Luther Vandross, the late, used to be a background musician. So, and I'm also sure Mary, right? So many of us battle with imposter syndrome. But during this pandemic, I've been teaching myself how to be the leading lady on the stage and with my voice. You guys, you can even notice my palms are sweating. But it's something that many of us battle with. And I'd like to encourage you, if you're a background musician, but also beyond music, whichever area of your life where you've been in the background, please take charge of your space. And please be the leading lady of your own life in the sphere of influence that you've been gifted to take charge of. Please do that. And there's a wonderful friend who once told me that these words are the ones that keep encouraging me, that speak up even if your voice shakes. And that's why I'm sharing these songs with you under this playlist. That even though my voice shakes, it's the process. I'm in the process of claiming my space, owning my voice, and being the leading lady of even my voice and in my music. So if any of you are also currently exploring your creative gifts, or whichever gifts that you've been blessed with, realize that even as you start and as you claim that space, it won't be perfect. Your voice won't be perfect. Whatever it is you're bringing to the world, it won't always be perfect. But guess what? As long as you do it, it is in the courage. Remember courage? It is in the doing it that actually you become courageous, that you become stronger, that you that you actually do take charge, right? So maybe towards the end of this series, you might notice that my voice sounds different, but yeah, I haven't sung in a long while, but still, I am still claiming that space, and I'm still doing the best that I can with what I have right now, even with the condition of my voice, right? Because if any of you have had the opportunity to hear what my voice sounds like in the studio, sounds completely different. If you've had the opportunity to hear me on stage, my voice sounds completely different. But still, even though it's been a while, I'm still taking charge of my voice and claiming the space and doing it anyway. So I hope that this encourages you that as I'm doing it, please do it as well. Okay, let's do this thing. So the story behind the song Mr. Stranger, it's inspired by wandering women to come Wonder Women. And the reason why I say that is that there are many women in the Bible who've actually inspired me. And these are women who have been in a state of wandering, then their stories turned around to where they became Wonder Women, leading ladies of their own lives, where they took charge of their purpose and their destiny. Things just turn around. The first woman is the woman at the well, who, when you hear these lyrics, when you hear the music, it will really, really make sense. Like, it's literally inspired by her specific story. But then there's also women like Hagar, this African woman who used to serve her master, got her pregnant, and then she was tossed away. She was told, go sort yourself out. But it is in the desert while she was wandering, an angel appeared to her and served her. That was God's provision, and she named God the God who sees me. So when she was wandering, God found her and turned her story around into a Wonder Woman who brought an amazing child who was used of God and his purpose. And also, there's Rebecca, who was wandering, going in the well and watering some stranger's camel and stuff like that. But it is in that encounter that she was chosen, that she was adorned with jewelry and, hooked up and linked up with an amazing man of God who ended up becoming an amazing protagonist in the story of in the family tree of Jesus. And of course, there are women like the woman who was bleeding, who, because she was wandering, she touched the garment of Jesus and she was healed. There are all these stories of wandering women, and it reminds me of my own story where I was wandering through life as a woman, trying to find my identity in so many things, in my identity under my, obviously a patriarchal family, my identity in a world which has a very messed up idea of who a woman is and purpose is. So many things at that time, but it was until I found myself in a place of wandering, but an encounter with Jesus, that's when he turned my story around into a Wonder Woman. And when I look at since then, when I gave my life to Christ, it was a really beautiful moment. 2003, I was in Form 1 and I gave my life to Christ because I'd been wandering throughout life, trying to be anything else but who I was really called to be. But it was at that moment when I had an encounter with Christ that he turned me around into a Wonder Woman. So I hope that this story inspires you as well. That's the story behind Mr. Stranger. inspired by wandering women, come, who turned around to be Wonder Women, just like me. Okay? So I hope you enjoy this song. I haven't been mentioning the genres of the songs, by the way, but this one I think you will notice, especially check the description boxes. I'll update them. This one has a soulful R&B vibe, but also jazzy vibe as well. So I hope you enjoy it. This is Mr. Stranger. Yay. Okay. Yay, 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 yay. As I was walking by the riverside, yay, I didn't know who was waiting for me. Ooh, Mr. Stranger, yeah, you walked into my life and made it pure. Down by the riverside, yeah, down by the riverside. Put-it-to-to, my heart feels so light. Never have I felt so good. You took away the stubbornness in me. Now I'm in love with a beautiful stranger. Yay, 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 yay. He gave me water that quenched my thirst. He washed my feet spotless. Ooh, where have you been all my life? Now I never want to leave your side. You are my first love. Yeah, you are my first love. Do, my heart feels so light. Never have I felt so good, so good. You took away the stubbornness in me. Now I'm in love with this beautiful stranger. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hello, 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 Mr. Stranger, Mr. Stranger, listen to me. Hello, 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 Mr. Stranger. Mr. Stranger, listen to me. Hello, 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 Mr. Stranger. Ooh, Mr. Stranger, listen to me. Hello, 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 Mr. Stranger. My heart feels so light. Never have I felt so good. You took away the stubbornness in me. Now I'm in love with a beautiful stranger. My mama taught me not to talk to strangers, but this one in particular stole my soul. So I hope that you love this song. Actually, the last part was supposed to be "Save My Soul" because before I used to say stole my heart, but then I changed it to "Save My Soul." So I hope you enjoyed the song, Mr. Stranger. It's a song that I wrote a while back, and I hope that it inspires you to celebrate being the leading lady in your life, taking charge of the spheres of influence that God has called you to, being bold and changing your story, turning around your story from a wandering woman to a wonder woman, right? For me, I did that by giving my life to Christ, and I hope that this song really inspires you. So that's it for today. Please comment below, to what situation does this song speak to? Have you been a wandering woman? In what way do you feel you've been wandering with your gifts, with your talents as a woman in life? Like, how do you feel that you've been a wandering woman, and how do you desire to turn around your story from a wandering woman to a wonder woman? Because each one of us is a wonder, right? Okay, so please comment below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more of these videos. This is Let's with Ayuma, where I'm empowering progressive women just like you and I from all around the world to thrive with purpose. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.